This is a true tragedy, and it's a mistake of the governor, and you could say the administration. They don't have any water.
That mayor of LA, if that were a Republican mayor, I could only imagine what that would do. I mean, you know the fires are at high risk and you try to go to Africa?
Your governor is gutless and your mayor's gutless. They need to throw them all out. But will they do it? I doubt it. I doubt it. They'll figure out some way to blame this on Donald Trump.
There was a serious lack of competent governance in California, and I think it's part of the reason why these fires have gotten so bad.
Here's the problem, boys, and let's be blunt. We can go Republican or Democrat, which is what these greedy bastards desire. Instead of pointing fingers at red or blue, though, it must be pointed at the top 1%, who is enabling and allowing the climate disasters we are seeing.
And then there's people around the United States who are like blaming Californians. You know, they're like lumping us all in on this. You know, they're saying like, oh, it's karma. The fires are karma because they vote for Kamala every time or whatever they think, you know, like, whatever they think it is about us. You know, because they have such good weather, it's karma. You know, I don't know. It's such a lame take, dude. Like, first of all, no state is exempt from natural disasters.
Comedian Sammy Obeid touches on it because it's true. There is not a single state in this entire country that can withstand what he calls natural disasters. Technically, they're not natural to a degree. They are man-made, so big corporations can continue making billions.
In terms of politicizing this fire, that's what I've been most disgusted by. Who I don't applaud is someone like Jesse Waters on Fox News. This is what he said. He blamed LA fires on diversity. He said that California's woke politics and DEI are the reasons for the fires because Newsom has been tearing down dams because Native Americans, but he called them Indians, wanted some of the river back so they could catch salmon. And Gavin didn't just knock down one dam for the Indians, he knocked them all down. He knocked down 4 of the dams. I'm sorry, this is stolen land, first of all, okay? California is stolen land. Second of all, that's part of what always happens. These dams, there's preservation of the dam. So that was just complete, not only misinformation, but it was racist.
Calling Jesse Waters a bigot is like saying LeBron James is a top 2 player all time. It's calling a spade a spade. However, on the Native Americans front,
every state in the United States is subject to its own natural disaster. So the moment you say like a state deserves this, like that's a f***ed up thing to say. Like people are gonna have their hurricanes, their floods, their fires. I will accept that all states are f***ed or no states are f***ed. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to say that one state has karma, you have to agree all states have bad karma. Because if you look at what happened to indigenous people in this country, I don't know if you guys know about this in Sacramento, but there were indigenous people in this country before we got here. Before they even found the gold, if you believe it or not. And they found that, so the indigenous people were here, and basically, in some shape or form, they all got displaced or killed. And some of them displaced multiple times. There's probably a stat out there that shows that most people in the United States at some point will be displaced because of a natural disaster. So it's collective karma. We're all equally If you're in a state and you think another state has bad karma, not you, you're on fentanyl for sure. And that's...
Obeid sees the similarities.
There's been a 55% overall increase for calls for service, and these are life-saving services since 2010 with 68 less sworn personnel. This service delivery model is no longer sustainable. We are in need of additional funding and support that matches the pure enormity of our responsibility as first responders and public safety providers.
Fire Chief Crowley said this in May of 2024. Recently, she was asked by a local Fox affiliate if the city of LA failed her in their department. After being asked over and over again, she'd say yes.
There was a lot of problems with putting out this fire. The firefighters were doing their absolute best, but there was limited water reserves in certain areas. There was limited staffing on the firefighters. And so naturally you ask why? Why was this? The general LA City does in fact control a lot of where these fires are, and there were cuts to the fire budget in the last year. And it was cut specifically by the mayor's administration, the mayor Karen Bass, who personally I think should resign as mayor. And I would even go so far to say she should resign as a Karen because say what you will about Karens, at least they get done. Okay?
It's a good joke, coupled with warranted criticisms.
Can you talk about the reserve fund? Last year, there was a lot of concern that the reserve fund had fallen below 4% and was heading toward that 2.75 number that I think makes it difficult for the city to authorize spending. Do you know how low it has gotten at this point and how quickly you're burning through the reserve? Do you have any concern about blowing through the reserve before the state and federal money will arrive?
So let me just say that, as I said a few minutes ago, our number one priority right now is to save lives, to protect lives, to save homes. I'm not here to talk about the status of our budget. If you would like to do that on another occasion, that would be fine in terms of the reserve fund. I don't have those concerns right now, and I will say that after our first priority, then we will look back at everything that was done to do an evaluation to see what worked and what didn't work. Thank you.
Sticking with this theme.
And so Karen Bass, in her administration's planning for the budget, did in fact cut the fire budget for this fiscal year. Now, a lot of people are upset about this particular statement because they were planning to increase the fire budget as time went on. However, that leaves this year very vulnerable. Like, that is clearly a problem that leadership foresight could have prevented. Like, yes, I'm glad that you're forward thinking and caring about the future, but you have to take care of now too. Can you imagine if you were on a plane, on a flight, and the pilot comes in like,
just want to let you guys know, I am still in training, okay? But, so I actually don't know how to land this thing, but here's the good news. In 2 years from now, I'll be done with my certification, and I'll be better than any pilot you've had previously, okay? So in 2 years from now, this flight will be better than your last flight, for sure. Sorry, your previous flight, because this is your last flight, in fact, so.
Obeid puts it in perspective for most to comprehend. If you'd like to see more of Sammy Obeid's stand-up in person, head to SammyKO.com for more info. His YouTube channel for more long-form content that he even stated on stage he edits himself. His Facebook can be found at facebook.com/SammyKObeid. Instagram is at Sammy Obeid, and TikTok while you still can, of course. That's always popping as well.
Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYT Sports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to TYT.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.